Distribution Company Limited Boast grew its profit to 161 million Ghana cedis in 2021 for a loss of 291 million Ghana cedis in 2020. Boast stated in its 2021 annual report that the state-owned firm had made consecutive losses over the past 10 years and was saddled with a more than $624 million debt as at January 2017, which has been defrayed by more than 80% of less than $30 million at the end of 2021. Boast Board Chairman Echo Hackman said the Strategic Petroleum Product Storage and Distribution Company's turnaround was propelled by the significant improvement in its core business, with an overall increase in the firm had made consecutive losses over the past 10 years and was saddled. Strategic Petroleum Product Storage and Distribution Company's turnaround was propelled by the significant improvement in its core business, with an overall increase in petrol and diesel sales revenue of 83%. According to the report, revenue from gasoline, petrol, diesel increased by 140 to 341 million Ghana cedis, with gas oil sales also increasing by 46% from 227 million Ghana cedis to 331 million Ghana cedis. He said this increase was the result of improved financing arrangements for petroleum projects, as well as effective customer arrangement and retention initiative to improve the company's market share. One such initiative, he added, led to the securing of new export customers in Mali. Several European countries are turning to high-tech floating vessels in a bid to reduce their reliance on Russian energy. Moscow has fueled an energy crisis in Europe by cutting off key pipeline gas supplies, but the specialist ships will enable countries like Germany to import seaborne natural gas for the first time. At least 25 floating storage and classification units are headed to Europe, according to S&P Global. Highly reliant on Russian gas import, Germany has led the charge in Europe for FSRUs by chartering 5 vessels. The country found itself particularly exposed to Moscow slashing supply via the Nord Stream 1 pipeline to Germany before completely halting all flows indefinitely. In other stories, Maersk Supply Service will give its customers the option to use a blend of low-carbon biofuel as an option to reduce carbon emissions from offshore operations. The option is being launched as new product known as Eco Offshore, which will be offered to customers across Maersk Supply Service's entire global fleet. Maersk Supply Service is the offshore energy sector service provider of Danish shipping conglomerate AP Moller, operating a fleet of anchor handling and seaborne support vessels specializing in towing, mooring, and installing floating unit. Eco Offshore uses a blend of hydrated vegetable oil and marine gas oil, providing a low-carbon alternative with the same performance as conventional fuel. According to the Chief Commercial Officer of Maersk Supply Services, Maersk is committed to doing what it can do to facilitate a green transition in the offshore industry, both by reducing carbon footprint and by enabling customers to decarbonize their operations and value chain. Maersk previously successfully trailed biofuel in 2021 above the anchor handler Maersk tender, while on charter to the Dutch green tech startup The Ocean Cleanup. During the charter, biofuel was blended into the marine gas oil, resulting in a carbon emission saving of 38.95 metric tons for the 6-week charter. The trial confirmed the biofuel as a viable alternative that does not compromise on safety or performance and does not require additional training or vessel upgrade. International Classification Society and American Bureau of Shipping has granted its approval in principle for the world's first methanol-powered Newcastle Max Bulk carrier. The AIP was awarded to China State Shipbuilding Corporation, Guangdong Shipbuilding Corporation, and China Shipbuilding Design and Research Center Corporation Limited. The dual-fuel 210,000 deadweight capacity bulk carrier is also equipped with a methanol tank capacity to fully meet endurance requirement on methanol fuel alone. Methanol as marine fuel is a promising fuel with the potential to support the industry's journey to low and zero carbon operations. The ABS Senior Vice President Patrick Rain said global engineering and technology is involved in multiple methanol-fueled projects with leading operators all over the world. Newcastle Max refers to the largest size ship that can enter Australia's port of Newcastle and the world's largest coal port. Methanol, which can be produced from renewable sources, is drawing wide interest in the maritime as a promising marine fuel for reducing greenhouse gas emissions, most notably carbon dioxide. And finally, the Bono Regional Minister, Ms. Justina Owusu Banahene, says domestic flight operations are set to resume at the 19th of September 2022 at the Sunyani Airport. She said the reopening of the service would open up the area for speedy financial processes. The regional minister introduced this at the Meet the Press series in Accra. She said Pershing Air would start air transport services between 19th and that plans had been made upfront to fly 4 instances every week. The Sunyani Airport was commissioned on August 3rd, 2022 by the President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo after the completion of the primary part of rehabilitation after 6 years of closure. The operation, she said, would stimulate the financial progress potential of the area by means of enhancing commerce and investment and cut back highway journey time from about 8 hours to about an hour. That'll be all for this morning, and of course this week's edition of Maritime and Port News, proudly sponsored by the Ghana Shippers Authority. They provide you with the best in oil shipping solutions. Contact them at the Shippers House in Accra. My name is Nanesi Boateng, my producer, Kwikwa Bwaji. Have a great day.
Yensu akwan sudu medie hia moment dia anka edi Ghana eko wiase na di wiase so ba Ghana Shippers Authority ani so ade hu ne se ye be bo nsu fo e wo how bia wo